So friends, Donald Trump's distraction palooza continues. You know, it was just yesterday that we were discussing the announcement that Trump's DOJ would be opening an investigation into former special counsel Jack Smith. And yet today, we need to spin the wheel again, the wheel of Trump's enemies, to see where it stops. Well, it looks like we have a winner. Today, Trump will desperately be trying to distract the public's attention from the Epstein-Maxwell scandal by announcing an investigation into Barack Obama for the 2016 election. Wait a minute, didn't Trump win that one? You know, I guess any distraction will do in a, sex trafficking storm. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, the continued attempts at distraction by Donald Trump and Pam Bondi are absurd. The continued abuse of power is beyond disturbing. Donald Trump is drowning in the Epstein-Maxwell scandal, and his daily attempts at distraction are laughable. But there's nothing funny about it. Here is the latest abject stupidity by Donald Trump and Pam Bondi. This from NBC News. Headline: Pam Bondi orders grand jury probe of Obama administration review of 2016 election. Past probes, including 2 conducted by Republicans, found no such crimes. Democrats have accused Bondi of trying to distract attention from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. And that article begins, Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed Justice Department prosecutors to launch a grand jury investigation of whether Obama administration officials committed federal crimes when they assessed Russia's actions during the 2016 election, a senior Trump administration official said. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard claimed at a White House news conference last month that top Obama administration officials carried out a treasonous conspiracy against Donald Trump. Gabbard said she was sending criminal referrals to the Justice Department. A former senior Justice Department official condemned the move as a dangerous political stunt. And a former senior national security official pointed out that multiple past reviews, including ones conducted by Republicans, found no such crimes. Quote, "There's no logical, rational basis for this," said the official, who asked not to be named. The senior Trump administration official said that there is no exact timetable for when the grand jury will meet, and that it could take months for the proceeding to begin. Fox News first reported Bondi's letter. The official said a letter signed by Bondi instructs an unnamed federal prosecutor to begin presenting evidence to a grand jury to secure potential federal indictments, but the letter does not say what the charges would be, whom the grand jury will investigate, or where it will meet. Democratic lawmakers have accused the administration of seeking to distract attention from the Epstein case. Conservative media and influencers have criticized how Trump, Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel have handled the case and demanded the release of more documents. Democrats contend that Gabbard's talk of a treasonous Obama-era plot is patently false and a diversion. And here's the kicker, friends. A 2020 bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee review contradicted the idea that there was a conspiracy by Obama administration officials against Trump, finding significant evidence of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Then Senator Marco Rubio, the acting chair of the committee at the time, signed off on the report. But friends, while Donald Trump and Pam Bondi desperately try to distract the public's attention away from the Epstein-Maxwell scandal, in a really interesting twist, you know who's not being distracted? Congressional Republicans. Here's some new reporting from CNN. Headline: House Oversight Committee subpoenas Justice Department for Epstein files, high-profile former officials for depositions. And that article begins, the House Oversight Committee has issued nearly a dozen subpoenas to the Justice Department and high-profile Democratic and Republican figures for files and information related to the ex-convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a major move that comes as many congressional Republicans call for more transparency around the case. The subpoena to the Justice Department calls for it to provide Congress any Epstein files in its possession with victims' names redacted. It also calls for communications between former Biden administration officials and the Justice Department related to the case. The Republican-led panel additionally subpoenaed 10 individuals for closed-door depositions between August and mid-October. Those are former attorneys general Merrick Garland, William Bill Barr, Jeff Sessions, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, and Alberto Gonzales, former FBI Director James Comey, and former Special Counsel and FBI Director Robert Mueller III, former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton, and former President Bill Clinton. So friends, that's a whole lot of subpoenas delivered to Democrats and Republicans. And Donald Trump's distractions and attempts to cover up are not just failing, they actually seem to be fueling MAGA outrage and fueling congressional Republicans' efforts to dig in. You know, this story, as they say, seems to have legs, and those legs just keep kicking Donald Trump in the ass, figuratively speaking. But going back to the first story, the first report about yet another announcement of yet another investigation into yet another Trump enemy, Barack Obama and his administration, and the Trump-Russia probe, there will be no prosecutions of Barack Obama, of his administration officials. You know, this is more of the same bullshit by Donald Trump. Announce that I will be prosecuting, you know, Hillary Clinton and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and Adam Schiff and Miles Taylor and Chris Krebs and John Brennan and James Comey and Jack Smith and Alvin Bragg and Letitia James. You get the point. I could go on and on and on. None of these people have been charged with so much as a traffic violation. Why? Because they committed no crimes. But the prosecutions are not the point. It's the announcement of the investigation that is the point. You know, what I always go back to is Donald Trump's MO. And I think it was best captured by what he told his DOJ officials after he lost the 2020 election and after they told Trump there was no fraud undermining the election's results. What did he tell his top DOJ officials? I don't care if there was no fraud undermining my loss. Just say there was, and leave the rest to me and my allies in Congress. This is the same old Trump reality show, shit show in reality. And I think fewer and fewer and fewer people fall for it. You know, with his MAGA support eroding, with congressional Republicans doing things that he clearly does not want them to do, let me say that there's no guarantee that Donald Trump's presidency survives the Epstein-Maxwell scandal. We can't say that with any certainty, but there's no certainty it survives, and it certainly shouldn't survive. It should all catch up with Trump. It should all come home to roost. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.